Hello, this is Edwin from Take Two In, and I'm here with a new deck profile. And yeah, since I had some cards left over in a deck which I didn't use, I thought let's make a budget build and just show you guys if you don't have that much money and still have like an old gold Paladin deck, you can make a deck like this. So yeah, I'm gonna be talking about this deck. It's basically my old Paladin deck, which I switched some cards around. So yeah, let's look at the deck profile. For the starter, I use Spring Breeze Messenger. Basically, one of the best starters back in the day. Still is, probably, for Gold Paladin. If you ride on the Gold Paladin unit, it goes back to Rigard Circle. And if you boost, and if you hit the Vanguard, you can counter +1, put this into Soul, check the top 3, and call one of those 3 onto Rigard Circle, and put the other 2s on the bottom of your deck. Basically, you combo this with Din Drain, so yeah. Spring Breeze Messenger, still the old starter. Probably if you're not running Liberator Vanguard or Liberator Golds, it's the best starter. Next for trigger lineup, standard 4 draw and 8 crit 4 heal. You could run more crits because this deck pluses a lot, so you don't really need the draw triggers. But I feel draw triggers are very good. In my opinion, if you don't plus more than 2 cards every game, I suggest running some draws, but I guess depending on your luck you could run 12 cards too. I don't suggest running more than 4 draw though, so at least run, if you're running draws, just run 4, but if you're gonna run less, that's fine too. Next for the grade 1 lineup, 3 Slake the Dagger, 3 Din Drain, 4 Perfect Guards and 4 Garth. 4 Perfect Guards because, well, high numbers still are there, so 4 Perfect Guards, always good and staple right now. For Gareth, since you're running the old gold Paladin as non-archetype, these are pretty much the best attackers you have to your you can have in your deck, but since you're not having any of those 7k, 10k attackers, it's just running this. If they are gonna rush you early game, you can still 10k no pass their Vanguard, so if they get a crit, then it won't hit. That's nice. And 3 Din Drain and 3 Slake the Dagger. 3 Din Drain, basically if this gets called from your deck onto Rigard Circle, you can Soul +1 and draw a card. And Slake the Dagger is the one if you have a full field and you have this on the Rigard Circle, counter +1 to gain 2k power. So basically you combo this with Garmore, and this to make 18k, 19k rows, or maybe even make 21k rows, because sometimes you will have like a lot of counter blast open. It happens sometimes, so this is one of your best utility cards for a grade 1 lineup. This pretty much just call from top deck, so either sack it with this or sack it with Garmore. And that was pretty much what that for the grade 1 lineup. Next for the grade 2 lineup, I run very techy 1 Blaster Blade Spirit, 2 Loppy Shuta, for Vivian, and for Bowmains. Yeah, Bowmains basically 10k. Since you're running the less, yeah, you pretty much have less powerful plays in this deck, so that's why we're running a bit more defensive with the 4 Bowmains and even the 1 Blaster Blade Spirit. So you have like 5 10k rides, so you're pretty much guaranteed, well, not guaranteed. Most of the time you will have 10k Vanguards at your grade 2 phase, so, and since most of the archetype decks usually have 9k Vanguards, it will be hitting for 14k, but you can 10k no pass, which is very important. Well, the spirits pretty much it. My friend gave me one, and you could even run like all spirits if you want, because that technically is a bit better, because nobody's going to be attacking your Rigard in the late game, only early game. But yeah, since I didn't have access to any of these, I just put in one. For Vivian and 2 Lapierre. 2 Lapierre basically is for your Garmore combo, and sometimes you sack it to Vivian, you can set up a decent field. Most of the time I just do it with Garmore, and I'll explain later why. Its effect is, if you top deck it from your deck and call to Rigard Circle, you can drop 1 card. You can check the top 3 and call any of those 3 onto Rigard Circle and put the other 2 on the bottom of your deck. Basically like Spring Breeze, but you have to drop a card. And this one is, well, everyone knows it's like the old Escrot. If you boost this one, and you hit the Vanguard, you can counter +1 and call the top card from your deck onto a Rigard Circle. One thing I want to explain is though is that because of the fact that it has to be boosted, that means that if you boost it to Spring Breeze Messenger, you cannot use Spring Breeze Messenger's effect first. You have to use Vivian's effect first, because it's the requirement is that it is boosted at that moment. So if you remove the booster, it will not be boosted and the effect cannot go off anymore, even though the effect already triggered, because in order for the effect to go off, it requires you to have a booster. That's the only thing, but other than that, you can't really misplay with Vivian. Next, for the grade 3 lineup, I run 4 Gancelot and 4 Garmore. This one is, let's explain Gancelot first. Gancelot's effect is if you, it does nothing except it gains 2k power whenever it attacks the Vanguard. If you break right at 4 damage, you can give 5k power to 3 of your rear guards. Basically Soul Saver Dragon-like effect. That's pretty much it for it, and it also has a Lord ability, but since we're running all gold Paladins, it doesn't really matter. The 4 Garmore as well is very important though. Its effect is if you ride, you can counter +2 and call any grade 2 or lower from your deck to a rear guard circle. It can even be closed, so that's super nice. Same with Lappy Shooter can also be closed. And its other effect is Limit Break 4, it gains 5k power whenever you attacks. So yeah, let's explain some basic stuff. So the deck works pretty easily. It's for a budget deck, it's actually very, very good. Well, first grade doesn't do much, I mean, just attack and whatever. Then next you hope to ride a 10k, which in most cases will happen since you run 5. Attack, boost, and try to top deck, then drain, whatever. Early game you want to rush as much as possible, so try to get all of your Vivians out, try to boost them, and try to get like extra pluses. Try to plus as much as possible early game with Garmore and Vivian and all the other cards you have. Then next you like to ride Gancelot first, so you can give the power and everything. If you do not get access to another Garmore during your game, you can just break right Gancelot for Gancelot. It's okay. I don't suggest doing it if you don't have a field though, because just getting 10k power is not worth it. But if you can give the power to rear guards, it's very good. Yeah, but the most important thing that's like your basic play is break right Garmore, and depending on your field, you have a lot of options to choose. If you don't have a field, for example, you can do this. You call out Lapir. The moment you call out Lapir skill also triggers at the same moment, at the same time as Gancelot's Limit Break. Since you have priority in Vanguard, you can choose all the skill resolvements in any order. You can choose to resolve these skills first. So you drop a card and get a booster. Well, let's say I get, what's this? Perfect card. The moment I get the perfect card, I can then choose to activate Gancelot's ability, which means that since I activate Garmore's skill first, then Lappy's skill triggers, which I can also activate first, and then I call the rear guard. You can still give the 5k powers even if you have an empty field, which is very nice. The most techy part you could do is like Lapir into Lapir and then get a booster, but that rarely ever happens. But that's the nice thing about this deck. It's really budget and it has a lot of options, but your most standard play will be like Garmore into Dindrain, Soul Blast 1, draw 1 card, because that's like the standard play you used to do back in the day with only Garmore. Yeah, so that basically concludes the end of the deck profile. I mean, there's not much to say about this deck. It's basically beat down and pluses. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, there's not much to say about this deck. Nice thing is though that this card combos better with Gancelot than the new Alfred, which is very nice. But yeah, that's what it is for Gancelot. I mean, I don't really like it with Alfred, because if Alfred's skill is not an auto ability, which means it does not trigger the moment you ride, so you have to give the power that moment. But with Garmore, because of his auto ability, it can call out the rear guard first and then give the power, which is very nice. So this pretty much concludes the end of the deck profile. Yeah, if you guys have like old gold Paladin cards lying around, you're not using Gancelot anymore because you're using Garmore, the Liberator one, I suggest running stuff like this. So it's really like a cheap deck, and you can even give it to one of your friends if they want to try out playing, since it's relatively easy to play. So yeah, thanks for watching, and see you guys at the next video.